Echoes everyone, and today we are starting a new AU. Well, not AU, but what if. So, this is what if Deku was a vigilante? I can't say that word at all. So, to start off, Izuku, he's still named Quirkless and everything, but here's the thing that happened when he was 7. He was Quirkless and he knew it. But when he was 7, there was this person. They were, well, nobody had ever seen them use their quirk. And they were what people call a vigilante. Nobody knew exactly what a vigilante. Well, he didn't know what a vigilante was, but he was a hero to the streets. But the only problem with him was that he killed the villains instead of just turning them into the cops. And, well, the thing is, he doesn't use his quirk supposedly as he does this. He just takes down the villains. And Izuku, he didn't know what exactly he was. But one day when Izuku was walking home, remember he's still 7, and this has been like a month after his big debut. His name, well, the guy's name, well, at least what he wanted to be called, was, I'm sorry, this name is going to be very, very, very terrible, was Hero. The reason why he just named himself Hero was because he wasn't really a hero, since he wasn't abiding by the laws of one, nor had he really looked like he was doing a hero thing, sneaking around, avoiding other heroes, doing everything alone. Thus, people called him the lone hero, due to the fact that he didn't really abide by hero rules, but he also was, alone. And when Izuku got home, I'm sorry if anybody likes Inko here, she ain't gonna be part of this storyline at all. What happened was, by the way, this villain was in Hosu, kind of where, I think that's not Hosu, but wherever Izuku's from. Well, not villain, he's more vigilante. I forgot the word. Is in wherever Deku lives. And when Deku got home, he saw a sight that no child should see. His mother had been killed by a villain. The villain was kind of just there, and they were walking away, and they turned and saw Izuku. This is when it happened. The lone hero came in the way, at least what looked like him, and in fact sliced off the guy's head. Sorry, this is going to be a bit more gory to picture, but the villain doesn't really matter at this point. And then, I'm just going to call him Hero for now. Then Hero turned over Izuku, and Izuku was scared. He had closed the door behind him, and now he's like backed up against the door. And Hero just kneeled down right in front of him and said, "Hey kid, got any other parents, big sister, any other family you so know of?" And Izuku, he just said, "We'll just cut Hisashi completely out of the picture. Okay, he doesn't exist." He says, no relatives, since we don't know if he has any other relatives. And what happened was, Hero just said, "Would you like to come with me then? It would be a lot better than an orphanage, now wouldn't it?" And Izuku, he didn't know what to do. He kind of liked this guy, but he also didn't since he was, a vigilante, killing them. So, Izuku, he knew about orphanages, though, and how nobody would want to take in a quirkless boy like him, and how that then he'd just be stuck being bullied all day, not just at school. So, Izuku just said, sure. And the hero, he just has his hand up towards Izuku. And Izuku just kind of just grabs the hand. And, well, the hero just picks up Izuku, just tells Izuku to stay, and then goes over, puts a note on the villain saying, I killed the lady. And then afterwards, he put another note saying, and I killed the villain, hero. Get it? So, basically one note confesses that the villain killed the lady, and that the other note says that hero killed the villain. So, yeah. And Izuku, he's kind of scared, like very scared. He's like looking at a wall. Then Hiro, he just kind of picks up Izuku and says, I'm trusting you, okay? What? And Hiro says, you'll know when you see it. And they go over to Hiro's house, actually. And at the place, Hiro kind of just takes off his mask, and they're in like a basement area. They went through like sewers to get here. And Izuku said to Hiro, are you the hero? What they call a vigilante? You can't pronounce the word vigilante since he's never really used it before and hasn't really asked about what it is. And Hiro just says, I guess you can consider me that. And Izuku is interested and says, what's your quirk? And Hiro, he just says, oh, I'm quirkless. And Izuku just says, and Hiro just says, what about you? And Izuku, he just says, quirkless. And, the thing is, we'll just say that Izuku, he got beaten up recently. So he has, like, bruises all over him. And Hiro, he just says, that explains the bruises. And, oh, by the way, sorry if you hear any faint, like, yelling in the background. My sister yells at her friends all the time. Don't know why. She just does. So annoying. And continue on. What happens is, Izuku, when he gets to his, house. Well, not when he gets to, he kind of just falls asleep, just laying on the couch. And they had talked for a bit, Hiro and Izuku, and Izuku, he discovered that Hiro's name, or what he should call him, was, well, what Izuku's gonna call him is Mr. I haven't thought of the name yet. Isaac, Mr. Isaac. And yeah, that's kind of just how they were. And the next day, Izuku, he figured out why Hiro had become this vigilante. He became a vigilante since everyone around him always said that he couldn't be a hero without a quirk. Meaning that, and Izuku knew what this meant. This meant that if he couldn't be a legal hero without a quirk, doesn't mean that he couldn't be a legal villain. Well, a legal vigilante, well, non-legal vigilante. And he learned what vigilante meant by now, and what's his name? Hiro, or Isaac, just says, so that's all you really need to know about it. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I can't just leave him here alone. And Izuku says, you do know that when you made this choice to come with me, you also made the choice to drop out of really everything in your life. Do you have any friends that you want to stay with? They'll probably send you to an orphanage, though. And you probably only chose me since you don't want to go there. Oh, I do. And Izuku just says, well, actually, we'll just say that Hiro appeared when Izuku was 6, and this entire incident happened when Izuku was 7. And Izuku just says, they do this in the morning, by the way. They kind of just slept. Like, Izuku just went to sleep, had nightmares about, going home, seeing Uko's dead body. Kind of traumatizing for children. And Isaac, he's a pretty good father figure. Kind of just comfort him about it. And the thing is, the cops, they know Izuku exists. They have a picture of him. And now he's kind of just like, the kid's missing. Heck, we gonna do? And it's been like 3 days. Isaac, he hasn't really appeared as Hiro for a while. Very sadly. So, yeah. Now what happens is Izuku, he goes to Isaac, and it's been like 3 days. He's had time to think. And Isaac, he'd given Izuku 2 days since the first day. God. To choose whether he wanted to go to his friend that would probably send him to an orphanage or something, or he'd have to be adopted by them. And that's assuming that Izuku has friends for this. Or Izuku could try and stay with Isaac. But Isaac, he needs to do his own thing. Meaning that's going to be a difficult thing to figure out. So Izuku, he gave it some thought, and he went to Isaac saying, I want to stay with you, but I have an idea for what we can do. And Isaac just says, so you're a smart one. Not because you chose this option, but because you have an idea. And Izuku just says, how about you train me to be like you? Then you won't really have to worry. It's just gonna be a bit harder since you gotta come home, train me. And Isaac, he thought about this for a minute, then said, perfect idea. I'm assuming you wanted to be a hero? But, quirkless, dreams shattered. Kind of the tragic story of any quirkless person that wanted to be a hero. And Izuku just nods. And of course, well, that's the day that Isaac would start this new schedule. He would go out on patrols for half the time he normally would, go home, take a break for about 2-ish hours, and then train Izuku. And, well, yeah. Then they'd, rest, get up in the morning, rinse, repeat. And Izuku, he would study in the time that, what's-his-name wasn't there. And how, I forgot his name. Isaac gets money is just, he just does. Doesn't matter. And that's where I'm going to end it. Echoes Zephyr, and that's all for today. Bye.